Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Continuing our top 15 series, we've got something special lined up for you today. I know so many of you have been asking for a customer reviews analysis for this one. Well, we're finally doing it. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this exclusive discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Starting things off, our first reviewer gives us their perspective.
This reviewer found this scooter surprisingly easy to manage, especially when it came to transporting it. Getting it into the car trunk was a breeze due to its lightweight design. Our reviewer was also impressed by its zippiness and the feeling of stability thanks to its low center of gravity. Battery life seemed quite decent, and charging it was straightforward. The folding mechanism worked well and felt secure. The splash guards are also a clever touch. However, there were some drawbacks that ultimately led this client to return it. The headlight design was a bit quirky. The reviewer had difficulty getting used to the click-hold delay sequence required to turn it on and wasn't thrilled with the sideways beam at night. More importantly, the positioning of the seat in relation to the pedals felt awkward. The seat felt too far forward while the pedals felt too far back. Our reviewer at 56 was concerned about knee clearance with the handlebars and described the pedaling position as being uncomfortably under behind them. Adjusting the seat height didn't resolve the issue. In fact, the reviewer wondered if lowering the seat even further might have helped, although the seat couldn't go that low. While the scooter had a decent top speed, the acceleration was a bit on the slow side. Overall, despite its positive aspects, this scooter didn't feel ergonomically comfortable for this particular rider.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer was initially pretty happy with this scooter, especially considering the price. It gets up to decent speed, about 15 miles per hour, which is plenty for getting around town. Our reviewer lives in a hilly area, so the range is a little less than advertised, clocking in around 16 miles per charge. Charging time is reasonable too, generally taking about 6 hours if plugged in overnight. Though this client mentioned it even charged in just 4 hours one day at work, which was a pleasant surprise. However, after just 2 months of use, the brakes have become a significant issue. This reviewer has had to fix them repeatedly, and they keep coming loose, which is definitely concerning. A major problem is the difficulty in finding replacement brake pads that fit. Everything seems to be too big. This client even mentioned resorting to using old boots as a makeshift braking system, which is obviously not ideal or safe. A friend suggested that bleeding the brake lines might help, but it's still a hassle. Overall, this client feels that this scooter is a decent option for the price, but the brake problems are a serious drawback, and the inability to find replacement parts makes it hard to recommend. The braking situation certainly detracts from the positive aspects like speed and charging time.
Awesome. Let's hear what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer thinks this electric bike is a pretty solid choice. Setting it up was a breeze, mostly just tightening a few screws. One minor annoyance was the lack of a physical manual. You have to download it from their website, but the setup itself was straightforward. The battery life is really dependent on your riding style, especially how much you rely on the throttle when climbing hills or fighting headwinds. While they advertise around 42 miles of range, our reviewer actually managed to squeeze out closer to 50 miles on a single charge. Folding the bike is simple, which is a definite plus for storage and transport. However, the seat could be more comfortable, especially if you plan on longer rides exceeding 20 miles per day. This client definitely had fun, racking up an impressive 100 miles in just 4 days. Overall, this electric bike seems like a good starting point, but after getting accustomed to the power, this reviewer mentioned they might consider upgrading to one with a bit more oomph in the future.
And that's a wrap. If this video was helpful, like and subscribe. Got questions? Let's chat in the comments. See you soon.